Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2024 GHV Scouts BSA membership kickoff. We are so excited for you all to join us. We have a great plan for you guys, and we're excited to get your feedback and maybe share some new ideas and hear some ideas from you guys and answer any questions that you may have. So just to respect everyone's time, I'm going to jump right into it. If you don't know who I am, my name is John Whitaker. I'm the field director for the Greater Hudson Valley Council. With us is we have Jessica Brighton, who is our vice chair of membership. Jessica, you want to say hi?
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm really excited to share this with you tonight.
Thanks, Jessica. And we also have Kim Gifford, who is the field manager that handles the west side of the river,
Hi.
and Eric Lewis, he handles the Algonquin and Mohegan districts.
Thanks, John.
And Liam is our newest field manager, who handles Dutchess, Manitoga, and Muscoot.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so let's get started. So tonight, our agenda, what we want to share with you guys is a timetable for the Scouts BSA spring recruiting that we're calling the Blitz. What recruiting resources are available to you? Touch on AOL to Scout transition, and then have an open discussion towards the end of the meeting. So what prompted this? This is the first time I think we've done a Scouts BSA membership kickoff this early in the year, and we really wanted to get going on the recruiting because before you know it, it's going to be summer camp, and then we're working on the fall campaign with Cub Scouts. This last fall, in the months of September and October, we surveyed all of the new scouts that joined. It was about 800 new scouts, and we asked a couple questions just to learn from them on what their joining experience was and things like that. So out of the 800 that joined in those 2 months, 127 of them responded, which is about a 15% response rate, which is pretty good. We asked, where they're from. Luckily, we got responses back from all counties, 62 different school districts. We asked, how did you hear about scouting? And by far the biggest answer was word of mouth. And then after that, flyers in school, community events, social media, and yard signs. What was your familiarity with scouting before? 90 out of 127 indicated that they knew about scouting before they joined. And then we asked, what was their joining experience like? 46 of them responded, gave us an answer here, and they enjoyed the ease of joining online. They understood the value of the program, but they still had concern about costs, which we understand with in today's age of the cost of everything going up. The 90 of the 127 knew about the program, so I'm not surprised that they understood the value of the program. And also the big number here that struck us was the word of mouth. We spent a lot of time and effort on flyers to go out in schools, advertising online, but really the best number one way to recruit someone to join scouting, and this is especially true for Scouts BSA, is word of mouth and someone just asking them to join. I'm a product of someone asking me to join scouting. So I am 100% believer in that. And we really putting in a effort into giving you guys the resources to help with word of mouth recruiting. So we're calling it Scouts BSA Blitz. And it's a short timeline. It's about 8 weeks, and the timeline starts. It's basically March and April. The dates is between two large Scouts BSA events: our Merit Badge College on March 2nd, and then our Council Camporee on March 4th. What we are asking you guys to do, and we're providing a checklist. It's a guide for everyone. Is to set a recruiting night by March 1st. That's the first step to have a recruiting night in April. We want you to order flyers by March 8th. That gives us time to get them printed and mailed to you. Host Arrow of Light Scouts before March 15th if you haven't done so already. Submit a Facebook ad by March 22nd. Hand out the peer-to-peer cards by March 29th. Scouts and parents promote recruiting nights during spring break by word of mouth using peer-to-peer cards and Facebook events. The March 29th, generally all the school districts in the Hudson Valley, their spring breaks fall in between 2 different weeks because Easter is early this year, March 31st. We have a goal of having the flyers delivered by April 5th. Host a troop event by April 19th. So that is a recruiting event during a troop meeting, or you can do a special recruiting night if you'd like. And then register new scouts and transfer them and transfer Arrow Light Scouts by April 26th. And then, of course, get them to the camporee. So one of the things that we wanted to do is that offer an incentive to current scouts that invite friends and get their friends to join, and also let Arrow of Light Scouts have an opportunity to get something really cool as they first bridge over to scouting and go to the camporee, and also for new scouts that join from our efforts. And we want to give them a free GHV lightsaber that we're going to give out at the camporee. So those that are eligible are new scouts that join troops, all of the Arrow of Light crossover scouts this year, and current scouts that invited friends, and they must attend the camporee to get their lightsaber. So let's talk a little bit about the Arrow of Light to Scout transition, some of the best practices. So relationship building is key. If you're a troop, you don't have a Cub Scout pack that you have a relationship with, you're definitely going to want to find one, help one to recruit, to get bigger, because generally recruiting and for troops to grow, the best way to do that is to get them from as Arrow Light Scouts bridging into the troop, and troops that help Cub Scout packs and they're involved in what they do have a much better chance of growing their unit with that relationship that they can build over time. One of the ways that you can help do that is help packs recruit. Oftentimes, Cub Scout packs, they struggle with recruiting because of lack of manpower, or they have a lot of stuff going on. There's maybe one person doing everything, and having a troop leaders or even older scouts come in and run activities for recruiting events can be a really big help for those Cub Scout leaders. And remember, those Cub Scout leaders are your future troop leaders too, so you definitely want to work with them. Den chiefs. Den chiefs are super important to build a relationship with the den. Getting an older scout go in there to fulfill their leadership requirements for their rank advancement, and also have the opportunity to mentor young scouts is very rewarding for all involved. And of course, have joint activities. Communication is key. You have to reach out, stop in, and see how they're doing. If you're not sure where to go, maybe you're a new Scouts BSA leader, you just moved here. A good way to get a good feeling for where Cub Scout packs are, just go to bscout.org and type in your zip code and look for Cub Scout packs. There you'll find the closest Cub Scout packs, and they often have their contact information in the pin. So that is another way of finding Cub Scout packs. You want to set up troop visits, parent orientation. Remember, you have to build trust with the parents, not only just recruit and attract scouts into the program, but you want to build that trust, because Cub Scouting and the troop level program is much different. So you definitely want to do that. You want to share your troop calendar. Parents want to know what is the plan? What do you do year round? What the campouts? What's the time commitment? Do you meet on Tuesday nights? I can't meet on Tuesday nights. Maybe they need to go to another troop that meets on Wednesday nights, things like that. So it's important to share your calendar and what your program is. Invite Aerolite Scouts to your camp out. Work with the den leaders for the Aerolite Scouts and supporting their program, and help the Cub Master plan meaningful crossover ceremony are all things that can be very beneficial for that relationship building. Also, what's new this year that you should keep track of is that the Cub Scouting program is getting updated. New updated program coming, and it's actually heavily affecting the Webelos and Arrow Light program. They are building it so that the Arrow of Light program really is, you know, a program that is meant to transfer scouts into Scouts BSA. So there's a lot of stuff coming from that. So it's be very good for you guys to know what those updates are, because it's pretty different. So, and that's going to be coming into effect on June 1st. Also, don't assume that they're going to come to you. You know, some troops, they have a tendency that their whole recruiting plan for the year is to stand at the end of the bridge, and that is not a sustainable recruiting plan. So you definitely want to do all those things to build a relationship, and don't assume that a den is going to come your way just because they always have before. So if you want, you could scan this QR code or just take a look at ghvbsa.org/membership for volunteers. That is the landing page for all recruiting resources. If you go to the home page right now, you'll see a tile that has that similar graphic there. That's where you're going to find all the different recruiting stuff. That's where you'll also find this slide deck, this recording for future reference. So one of the new recruiting materials that we have are peer-to-peer business cards. So we ordered a couple thousand of these cards, and they're generic for anyone to use. That's gender specific, so there's for boy troops and girl troops. And we invested money into this because of the survey that we got, and understanding that having a card with a QR code and being able to write your troop number and when your next meeting is and handing it to someone is the way to go. Parent to parent recruiting, kid to kid recruiting. Those are the people that need to be utilizing these peer-to-peer cards. And they're going to be available. First time they're going to be able to be handed out is at Merit Badge College on March 2nd. So we're going to go into how to order these. And I just can't emphasize enough that these cards are, for not for throwing out into a parade or just handing them out willy-nilly. You have a friend that you want to invite to join a troop. You want to hand them that card so they come. We also made 11 by 17 posters that you can hang up in local grocery stores, community boards, churches, wherever you want to hang up a poster. You'll be able to write on the bottom of the flyer, the information that you need for your troops. The QR code goes to bscout.org, and of course it's gender specific, so you can do it for boy troops and girl troops. It's a mix of national recruiting pictures and scouts of our own council. All right. And some more recruiting resources, flyers. Last year, we launched the customizable Scouts BSA flyers. That's the one on the left there. They're still available right now. You can go and order flyers, and they're absolutely free. You just put in all the information that you need. You can add a QR code. We're going to go into it a little bit in a minute. And then they're going to be mailed to you, and you just got to put them in the schools, or you can order as many as 50 or 2,000, depending on what you need. So you go ahead and fill out that information. You got a parade coming up. Those are perfect for the handout to people. We have yard signs. You can request yard signs. the Facebook ads. You could submit a request there. And then, of course, bscout.org pins, super important when you're doing recruiting. All right, so we're going to go on a field trip right now, and we're going to turn it over to, I believe, Liam, right, Liam? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Liam, go ahead.
All right. Hello, everybody. In case you missed it, I am Liam Montgomery. I am one of the field managers for the Greater Hudson Valley Council. I am the field manager for the Manitoga, Muscoot, and Dutchess districts. So I'm going to talk about BScout.org. It is this wonderful sort of landing page that National has developed that allows people that don't know what units are in their area to just come to this lovely landing page, put in their zip code, and then it'll show them in the still selected program what units are in their area. So if I put in the zip code for Hopewell Junction, we'll come up with all these packs. But right now we're talking about Scouts BSA, so we'll pull that back up. And you get this lovely list of all these different units. So why is Be a Scout important? Because this is, for a lot of people, the first time they're going to see anything about your unit in particular. And so this is a place where you really want to put your best foot forward. Now, what does that mean? It means having information a lot like what you're seeing here in front of you today. Things like your location, the main contact for the unit, and as well, another big thing, and I'll come back to this in a second, is when your unit meets. If people don't know when your unit meets, that's a big thing that may cause them to go to another unit because they know when they're meeting. So on how do you set this up? How do you make this happen? If you log yourself into my.scouting.org, you will, and you go to your unit's roster, you'll be able to see a link on the left for the unit pin. That'll bring you to the page that you're looking at right now. Now, this page has all sorts of information. So we'll just walk through it really quickly. First off, you want to make sure that you're selected so that you can show up on Be a Scout. If this is unticked, then you're not there at all. Second, very important, allow people to apply online. It's very, very nice. It's been very convenient. People are very interested in being able to just apply online. So make sure you got this button clicked. The contact information, make sure that you edit this and that you fill out each of these specific fields. For your unit website, I understand that not everyone has a unit website. If you have a unit Facebook page, unit Facebook group, this is a great spot to put that. If you don't have either of those things, and you're not interested in setting one up right now, another great thing to put there is just the council website to let them know, hey, this is who we're with. And then down here is this is a nice open spot where you can put whatever information you want. Some of the big things that we really recommend is very much, when does your troop meet? Follow it up by, where does your troop meet? Because the unit pin should be showing that, but writing that out will be very, very helpful. And then the other big thing that you may want to add is, what kind of fun things does this unit do? Do we go whitewater rafting? Do we do high adventure trips? Those are the kinds of things that, if they're looking at two units that in front of them look pretty similar on bscout.org, if it says, hey, we do these fun things, that could be an additional draw to bring someone to your unit. Another important thing, down here at the bottom, you can put in the input, you can input the location that the unit meets. This is a spot where the system is not perfect. And sometimes your unit pin will move. And so this is a spot where you want to have a volunteer who's in charge of the unit pin checking in on it and updating information as necessary, and making sure that the location and all the rest of the information is correct. And then the one other big thing, and this is sort of the most crucial thing with this lovely system that we've got set up, is that if no one is responding to people that are reaching out, whether that's through direct contacts with the information, whether that's through this request more information button, whether that's through applying, if you're not following up on these people that are interested in your unit, contacting you online, you're not going to get any people in your unit. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to my fellow field managers if they've got anything else to add.
So Liam, let me just chime in on leads. So when the unit leaders go in and look at leads, it's very helpful if you would add a note. So because as field managers, we go in and we check all the leads. So if a lead's just been open and there's no note, we have no idea what's been done. So you can add a note, or you can close the lead. You can send an application. But if it just sits open, we're sort of clueless. We sometimes send it back to you, or if there's no response, we'll send it to a different pack or troop. So definitely just a simple note will help us figure out what you did.
Great point. And then just to elaborate on that a little bit further, when people are looking at your unit pin and they're clicking on request for information, they're clicking on apply now. If they're clicking on request for information, they will fill out a form, and that will come into your troops part of the Mine Out Scouting system, and it will be under the invitation tab. And you'll be able to scroll down and see, hey, I've got I'm a member of Pack 120, and we've got Peter Beck who's wanting to hear more. And so then you click on him and you get this information that he's given, and then you can follow up on that in one way or another. In the same way that if people are directly applying to your unit, you can go to the application page and you'll be able to see who's applying currently. And then finally, part of the reason that putting in your unit's actual location is very important is because there is a map view. When you're making your unit pin, you are literally pinning your unit onto this lovely map that National has made for us, and that will allow people to say, hey, do I want to go over here to 3086, or do I want to go down here to troop 3040? So with that, BSScout.org pins are very, very important for you to make sure you got set up. And I'll pass it back over to you, John.
Thank you, Liam. Great job. I appreciate that. And I cannot stress enough how important BSScout.org is. And continuing the trend of important things to do online, Eric Lewis is going to show us how to order the custom flyers. Eric?
Yeah, I promise you this is going to be fast. It's going to be simple. Let me just get there. All right, can everyone see the screen? All right, so I'm going to move my bar a little bit because it's right on top of where I need to go. So you're going to start on the GHB website, ghbbsa.org. You're going to go to volunteer resources, and you're going to go to Scout resources for recruiting. So scroll down, right under here, under spring recruiting resources, it's going to be the first one, customize your own flyers. I'm going to click here real fast. So on this page, we're going to need to note here are the user credentials here, the username and password. Once you get to the actual website, you're going to need to enter those. So what I like to do is just real quick, right click, open in a new tab. Now I need to move this to see. All right, and it's going to bring you right in here. The important thing to note, I'm already logged in there, is that it's case sensitive here, the password. So if you don't have an uppercase V, it's not going to let you in. But once you're in the website, you're going to go down to Scout, click on Scout. It's going to bring you to the flyer here. So you're going to choose whatever number of flyers you think you need. It's important to sort of judge how many flyers you actually need. You know, there's only so many flyers that we can produce. So if you have, let's say, a school of a middle school of, let's say, 500 kids, if you're only giving it out to the sixth graders, don't put in 500, put in something like 150. But we're gonna put in 100 here. And it's going to take you directly into the system to build the flyer. You'll see on the right side over here is the preview of the flyer. So as we start to put stuff in, let's say we are a boy troop. I'm going to say our troop is number 1. And then you can just sort of go through the different categories here. You know, all these are important. I recommend you fill in all of them, especially, you know, when you do a flyer, make sure you have a specific meeting date. I think that when you have a hard, fast date for them to actually come and talk to you, that's best. But, you know, as you can kind of see here, as I am adding things, let's say, yep, today, you'll start seeing them pop up here. So as I put in the date and shows up over here. And, you know, it'll just go in and fill up. I think it's important here to also note that I like the custom message. I think that might be one of the more important things to have. You know, contact is great. For more information, that is a great time to put in a website or, you know, whatever you want them to go check out. Because while we can upload a QR code, not everyone knows how to use a QR code. But for uploading a QR code, you know, it's pretty fast and simple. If you don't know how to make a QR code, just real quick, I'm using Google Chrome. So I can just right click and create a QR code. It's going to generate one for me here. There's also a couple free easy websites you can use. You can just download them. I've done this already. So gotta keep this thing here. But you can upload a file. So I have this QR code here. I open it. It's going to take a few moments to process. As soon as it's successful, it's going to show it up. So I'll let you crop the image. And boom, right there in that little corner there. Little QR code. If you want to take out your phone now and scan it, it's going to take you to a BS Scout page for a unit. You know, it's a great way for them directly to go in there. So they can put in their information, go in, and then create one of those leads that Liam and Kim were talking about later. All right. Then once you're done, you're going to check out, ask you to confirm the proof. It's going to show you it one final time, and you can accept the proof. And then this is going to be the last page. You're just going to double check the quantity and the order. You put in your information. So I would put in Eric, Lewis, and then you're going to put in your own email address. So that way the order knows who put it in. And then when you put in the order, since we need to approve it on our end, we know who to talk to. I am not going to put in my email address because it gets automatically approved if I put it in. But once you've done that, you're just going to come down here, choose your approver. This is a little out of date, this shipping information section for the approvers. Kim is correct. If you are in Algonquin and Mohican District, you're going to choose me. And if you are in Manitoga, Muscoot, or Dutchess, or if you just don't know your district, you're going to choose John. Those are going to go to John and Liam.
It'll get updated. It'll get updated soon.
Yep.
Liam's so new, you know. So
then last and most important thing, you're just gonna put in the shipping information. You're gonna choose your shipping information. You know, we ship them directly to you. That way, you know, you don't have to come up to the office. You don't have to call one of us to go pick it up. It'll go directly to your doorstep. God, I need to choose myself. The type in here. 18 Drive. Fishkill. And then I don't remember the zip code for Fishkill, so I'm going to put in a zip code. But you're going to see, you're seeing all the mistakes I'm making. Don't make those mistakes. Nope. Just use this address above. Validate any changes. Billing info. Got this.
Space 19. So that's cool. It knows it looks
Yeah,
at your address to make sure that it's correct. So you just put in space 19, Eric, and then it should go through.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah.
I'm just going to use the original one. No. And then it's going to go finally to this page here. Just choose the best way to bill. I know there is a price there. We are not asking you to pay that price. That is the price
just
that
so
we're
you
paying.
know. Yeah, that is what we pay.
So don't think when you get to this page, oh, I have to pay $12. We're just paying it this because we're going through another company. We get to this page, final proofs, and then you can send the order. And then once it's gone here, whichever field manager you've chosen is going to get the email for approval. You know, for the most part, if everything looks okay, we will approve it. But if there's anything, if we have questions about the quantity or we want to talk about the event a little bit, you know, it gives us the ability to also contact you and see how we can help you guys with it as well. And yeah, that's all it is to the flyers. As soon as you finish this and we've approved it, they get shipped to you in maximum 3 weeks. Sometimes it comes earlier. I would definitely make sure to have a 3-week lead time because, you know, with the mail, it can be variable.
Yeah, the longest we've seen is 3 weeks. Shortest is like 9 days. So definitely want to get that in as soon as possible.
All right.
And just to echo what Eric said about selecting a date on there. I mean, you can order flyers if you just want generic flyers. You know, hey, we meet in this time. But for the purpose of the BSA Blitz this spring, you definitely want to put in the date of your event so we can get them to sign up this spring. All right, I think it's back to me, right?
Back to you, John.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Now we're going to turn over to Kim to talk about some best practices about getting flyer access into schools. Last year was our first year we really tried to do a council-wide effort for middle schools. So go ahead, Kim.
Hi. So make your flyers, but where to put them? That's the question. So first thing you want to do is contact your school. So depending on what school district you're at, you might just want to start with the elementary school or your school district offices, but you'll need to get some type of approval for flyers. And then I'm sure they'll be more than happy to talk to you because every school district is going to be different. And I said elementary schools because remember, 5th graders, you want them. It's already, well, March 1st, all 5th graders can start joining. Some elementary schools stop at 5th grade, some elementary schools stop at 6th grade. Those are prime grades to send home flyers. Flyers are still going home very easily in elementary schools. So that would be, I would say, your number one place you want to send flyers home to. Now, middle schools, it's a little bit more difficult. If you send flyers in, will those flyers even go home? So you want to talk to the school about that. Do they even allow paper flyers? Do they have e-flyers? What type of system do they have? So again, every school district is different. So you need to talk to them about that. Another avenue is the PTAs, PTOs. They work a little bit separate from the schools. They have their own Facebook pages. They have their own meetings. They're a really good resource, a little conversation with them. You could get an in with them on where you can drop off flyers, where you can do that e-flyer. And then also when you are talking to the school, especially at the middle school level, ask about other places that you can give flyers to. Could there be a stack to certain clubs that are meeting after school? Perhaps guidance counselors or the principal's office. I know that. My son's been down there before. Uh, um, but again, going home in the backpacks may not be realistic. So you need to start thinking outside the box, and just having that great conversation with someone at the school is going to give you lots of ideas. And again, there's also what's in your community. Do you have a community center? Do you have a Y? You just need to see what's in your schools, and additionally private schools. What do you have in your community? And the elementary schools and the private schools typically go up to 8th grade, so that's even better on getting flyers home, because then you got your 5th to 8th graders, and that is an awesome market to hit. And then, we did the field team. We did contact a lot of schools last year. So we do have some contacts available. So if you want to talk to us about any specific district, we'd be more than happy to speak with you on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. And I just want to answer a couple of questions in the chat. First, Liz Mann has a comment about using the QR code in the invitation manager to direct them to your troops application. Absolutely, that is the easiest way to do that. But if you don't want them to do that, if you want them to go to your Facebook page or something like that, you can definitely make your own QR code the way that Eric showed you. I make my QR codes using Canva. If you have access to a Canva account, it's pretty easy there too. But definitely want to do that. Mike, you have a great question. Where do you get to the page where the unit button is? Liam, do you want to answer that really quick?
Certainly. So when you're looking at your my.scouting account and you go underneath your units page, once you are looking at your roster for the unit, on the left side, there will be a list of a couple options. One of those at the very top is unit pin. From there, you'll be able to edit all that information. And one thing I didn't mention earlier that is important to know is that the system takes around 24 hours to fully update any changes that you do make.
I believe it's under organization manager.
It's not on. If I go to the troop roster page with all the troop information, it's not there. It does not look like the screen that you had.
It's not on Scout Book. It's under my.scouting.org. And then
Okay.
also you have to, on the left-hand side, you scroll halfway down. If you wear several hats, make sure that you're clicked on the unit you want to see. And then it's under organization manager.
All right.
So
I'll find
thank
it.
you. Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Liam. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about Facebook really quick. So that QR code is going to take you to the geofencing request. If you go to our landing page for the spring recruiting resources, you can also find the link there to sign up for a Facebook ad. But I just want to, sometimes there is no silver bullet with recruiting. You have to do everything. You can't only do flyers. You can't only do peer-to-peer cards. You can't only do the fair. You can't only do Facebook posts. So this is just, online stuff is just one of the many tools in your toolbox that's available to you. What I would strongly recommend is that your troop have a public page for Facebook. This is a great example of a public page. They post pretty frequently on there. They promote both the linked troops, the boy troop and the girl troop. They have a great picture up top in front of Newton Hall at Camp Reed, and you know this this is a great example of a public page. With a public page, the things that you can do on your own, you know, the council will pay for advertising for you. We'll create events for recruiting events. We will pay for ads for your recruiting events, and but you can also create events yourself. Have your families share events of things that are happening, and then if you go to their Facebook page, you could see, you know, they post like, oh, you know, Troop 86 did lashings at this particular meeting. It's a really great way to market your troop. Millennial parents right now that are looking for scouting or looking to bridge into a troop, they will stalk your unit online. And the more they see, the more how active you are, it is important. And it's a great selling point. And it's a great way of just reminding people that scouting is there in your community and all the good things that you guys do. And then, you know, some units, they'll say, well, I do have a Facebook page, but it's actually not a page. And this troop does it right because they also have a private group, right? So, you know, oh, I don't want a Facebook page because we post stuff like when our next meeting is, or like, you know, who's, you know, who's bringing cookies to the next court of honor. So, you know, this troop has a private page for stuff like that, and they have a public page to promote what they do or what they've done. So it is recommend that the pack that my daughter's in. We have a parents private page, a group, and then we have a public page. So those are some best practices there. There's a marketing boot camp coming up that the National Council is putting on that you can take a look at. They're going to be covering a wide range of things for marketing. Last year, we also did a social media boot camp. We have that recording where we go into detail on how to set up Facebook pages. So definitely check those out. So one of our big goals this year is we're looking for new units. You know, in the last couple of days, we sent out a survey to our current Arrow of Light Scouts. So there's about 600 and I think 13 Arrow Light Scouts in the council. We sent a survey out to them, basically asking where are they in the journey of crossing over. A lot of the responses we've gotten are from girl Arrow Light Scouts concerned they don't have anywhere to go. We are trying to start as many girl troops up as quick as possible. If you go to ghvbsa.org/new units with the S at the end, you can find all the resources that you need, all the stuff that you know, a bullet point list of what you need to do to start a unit. You know, the required positions, what they do, how many scouts you need, what paperwork you need, who signs what. Everything's there, and we need your help. We would love to start a new unit wherever you are. I do have good news. We actually started a new girl troop today. So Liam, congratulations. We have a Troop 1 Carmel girl troop that just started. It's linked with the other troop one in Carmel. So we're looking to do that everywhere we can. So any help that we can that you can give us and identifying prospects and all that great stuff, please let us know. So just to review, you know, we have this whole plan mapped out for the whole year. This is just the Scouts BSA portion of it. We have a, you know, 50,000-foot view, and this is just the spring months that I'm going to share with you. We've gotten everything done this month so far, except for the Scouting 365 rollout, which is going to happen towards the end of the month. And that's a tool that we want troops and packs and district leaders to use to know what they should be doing each month with all the changing things that are happening with scouting in terms of registration and events, things like that. But we're working on identifying new unit prospects. The staff, the field staff has identified, I think, 25 really good leads for new units this year. That ranges from girl troops to family packs and a bunch of exploring posts. We're doing the launch for the spring recruiting flyers, the blitz, the scouting anniversary marketing we try to do in the first week of February. Kim's background is the Tappan Zee Bridge there, which is blue and yellow, which is really cool. So things like that we're trying to do to just keep scouting in the front of people's minds and remind them that we're here and doing great things. Next month, we're already starting the groundwork for launching what we're doing this fall. Continuing to find the new unit prospects. We want to start delivering flyers to the 5th grade classes. We are doing a huge focus in Monroe, Yonkers, Middletown, and Newburgh. Those were areas this last fall that really struggled with the rain. Their recruiting nights were Fridays, and if you remember, like 9 Fridays in a row, like Yonkers flooded or something like that. So it was a rough fall for those guys. Facebook ads need to be out. We're going to offer flyer support. If you have to drive them around, we'll do that too. April, we want the units to have the recruiting events. We developed a tracker for Arrow of Light Scouts. We have a sheet that we're tracking when the scouts bridged over and what troop they go to. So we have a sheet of all 600 plus scouts that we're going to try to make sure that they bridge over to troop. And then May, we're going to follow up on everything else. We're going to offer free tickets to family camp in June. That's the first weekend in June at Camp Bullowa. Bullowa. Yeah, this is the plan month by month this spring. And how can the field team help you? All right, this is us at the very nice, sunny, dry Thunderbird games this last year. And we were fixing the field there. This is what we can do to help you this spring. All recruiting supplies like the peer-to-peer cards, the 11x17 flyers, the yard signs, please email ghv.joinscouts@scouting.org to request flyers. To request recruiting supplies. That way, in case one of us is on vacation or something, or all 4 of us monitor that inbox, we can make sure that we get the recruiting stuff to you. And also, that is the email that we have on all of our recruiting materials now for the public to email. Hey, I'm interested in scouting. Can you help me? It goes to that inbox. We can help with pin management. I'm sure that Kim is going to reach out to Mike and make sure he finds his pin. So it's things like that where we can offer any wide ranges of help with the pins. We can help you with flyer requests, online advertising. We're tracking the Arrow Light Scouts. We can help you get in contact with Cub Scout leaders and more. We're here for you. We want to help you. Jessica is here for you guys. We have district leadership that want to help troops grow and start new troops. So we definitely want to help. So this is our contact information. Feel free to email us anytime. Our emails are all over the website, and I'm sure you all get your emails from the field managers too. But this concludes our kickoff of the Scouts BSA membership. And so I'm going to stop recording. And I just want to say thank you all